morning, everyone. So today I would like to share with you a project that I've been working on for a while. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that Sean and I are working on a ton of home projects, and we recently practically finished our living room. We still want to hang up some pictures and just add a couple little touches, but otherwise it's almost done. Now I would like to start sharing with you guys our kitchen. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that we got new appliances. We got a suite of GE appliances in the slate color. If you can kind of see behind me, there's the microwave and the stove. We're really excited that we got the appliances, and now begins the process of decorating, painting, and organizing. So today I would like to share with you the organizing process. I went through my cupboards probably about 6 months ago, but I'm not thrilled with how it's organized and just the layout, and I want to purge some stuff. So today I would like to share with you how I'm going to organize my cabinets and just the whole process of getting everything ready for painting and redecorating. So this is what our kitchen looks like right now. We absolutely love the GE appliances that we got, and this is kind of just like a panoramic view. There's a bag of stuff that I'm donating to the thrift shop. So we have a lot of projects planned for in here. If you guys have followed me for a while, you saw that I used a magic eraser on the floors. I'm gonna have to actually like mop them again because they're starting to get kind of dirty. But today the main project is going through these cupboards and organizing, purging things I don't need, purging things I don't use, purging things that are expired, and really tackling that part of our kitchen. Let me just share with you a couple cupboards so you can see what I mean. Right, so this is kind of like my rice, dried like pasta, things like that, panko, breadcrumbs, flour. That's kind of like the space I have going right here. As you can see, it's like stuffed to the max. I really want to have a better system for organizing this, so this cupboard is going to be tackled today. Up here is kind of like our spice cabinet and our cupboard for different like cooking and baking goods. I can't believe I'm sharing this with you guys. It's a disaster. And as you can see, I want to actually wipe all these down because they haven't been wiped down very well. And then Sean and I are actually going to be painting these black. We're going to use spray paint to paint these black. But that's another video. I'll share that with you guys later. So, okay. Here it is. Yikes, I know. Do you see this disaster right now? I can't believe I'm sharing this with you guys. So, as you can see, there's really no system of organization. It's very minimal. Like right here is like cooking goods, right here is like baking goods, and then chaos. I really don't know. So I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna get rid of the stuff that I'm not using, get rid of the stuff that's expired, and then donate the stuff that I can that could go to a thrift store. So that is the spice cabinet. Over here is like our canned goods, our canned products, my blender, which I use almost every day for smoothies, so I just keep it right up there so it's easy to access. There's really no system of organization. I also want to go through so I know exactly how much I have of each thing, because I have like so many cans of coconut milk. Like, I don't know why I keep thinking that I don't have any, and then I go and I buy it and then I have a ton of them. So I'm going to go through that, try to get some organization, try to purge things that are expired, and try to just get it all organized. So I thought I would share with you guys the progress I've made so far on the kitchen. I'm realizing now that it's gonna have to be at least a 2-part video, just because I've been working so hard on it and I haven't quite finished everything yet, and it's been about a day. So instead of, you know, just putting off posting this video, I'm gonna do a couple parts so you guys can kind of see the progress. This is the side of the kitchen that has our microwave and our stove, and if you can see right here, our door to our house is right there. So it kind of just goes right from the door to this area, and this has a lot of the stuff in it that we cook with. This is where we keep a lot of our ingredients. So let me share with you how I've organized it so far. So this cabinet, if you saw in the before, it was just a hot mess, and I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I got these organizers at the Goodwill probably like 4 years ago, and they were like $1 for all of them. So I just snagged them all to have them to organize just for this specific purpose. And so I have them all organizing our stuff right now. I think I might spray paint them or something. I'm not quite sure. I kind of want to change the colors because it doesn't really go with what we're trying to do in our kitchen. Pretty much this whole bottom row is like cooking products, and it's not perfectly organized, but it works for right now. Then the second row we have our sweet spices for like baking here, and then we have sprinkles and stuff like that right there. Some chocolate chips, and then baking powder and like condensed milk and stuff like that. And I have so many sprinkles because I do a lot of like parties with my kids, and we always end up decorating cookies, so that's why I have so many sprinkles. Then on the top, it's not organized yet, but this is kind of like my K-cup and hot chocolate center for like the overflow from like my actual coffee station, because people are always gifting me K-cups and I never have enough room for them. So I actually took our canisters that we were going to use for flour and stuff like that. I actually took those and put the K-cups in there because I just kind of like using it for that instead. And I actually wanted to get those canisters off our countertops because I want to try to have as clean, plain countertops as I can. So here are all of our seasonings and our baking supplies. I think it turned out really nicely. Then on the countertop right below, I keep a scale and our cereal dispenser that we were given as a wedding gift. And I actually keep my Canon battery plugged in here because I'm always afraid I'm gonna lose it. And we have very few outlets in our home at this point, so I kind of just have to use whatever space we can. Then from the spice cabinet, you go down, and I really worked on these 4 drawers in that cabinet. So let me share those with you. So as I said before, the top one is Finley's drawer, and we really don't mind the way it looks right now, so we're gonna keep it like that for now. Pretty much what I did was I took the second drawer and the third drawer and I flip-flopped them, because the stuff that was in the third drawer, which is now in the second drawer, is not as tall, and so it actually fits better in this drawer. So I pretty much just took all of our sandwich bags and organized them right here. Then I put all of the silverware that I had in 4 separate boxes and put them into one. And then back here is straws, and I don't know why we have so many straws, but straws and chopsticks and things like that. And then I just have a little bag with napkins that I found. Then in the third drawer, I have our wax paper, aluminum foil, saran wrap, things like that. And then a giant knife that Sean got from the hotel that he worked at when he was a chef. So pretty much that is how this drawer looks. So, you okay there, Finn? All right, I guess I can't open the drawer that much. But pretty much over here, it's not very, very different. It still is kind of packed in there a little tight, but up here I have pastas, stocks, stuffing mix, panko, you know, pretty much just like all those dried goods plus the sauces, or plus the stocks. And then on the second one, I actually put our sugar and flour, brown sugar, cake mixes, biscuit mix, and all that stuff is actually here on the second part of this cabinet. And I just think this works better for us because we don't access the baking stuff that much. We really don't use it that much. And so I feel like I'd rather have it out of the way instead of having it take up space up here in these cabinets, because I'm always in these cabinets. So pretty much everything we have here are things that we access all the time. So I'm happy with how this turned out on this side. And let me share with you the other side. So over here are our canned goods. And I think this turned out pretty nicely. On the bottom, I have beans and like canned stock and like veggies. On the second shelf, I have mostly fruits and peanut butter and things like that. And then on the top shelf, I have a couple more of the veggies, like the duplicates. So over here, I have a ton of lentils and a ton of like barley, because during my wedding, my mom made this like soup, and she called it love soup, and she had a ton of lentils left over. So I know that was a while ago, but they're still good. And so I've been using those and keeping those for a while. So she had a ton extra, as you can see, and I've just been using those. So this is how this side of the cabinet turned out. And I think it turned out pretty nicely. I was also able to purge some things that had expired that I didn't realize had expired. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. And then, as I said, when I talked about the K-cups that were over in that cupboard, I took these little canisters off and I put them up in that cupboard, and I really like how it looks with like very minimal stuff on the counter. Like, that's just kind of my preference, and it just makes the space feel more open and makes our tiny little house seem bigger to me. So this is how it turned out. I haven't really finished these cupboards yet. I started this one. These two I haven't touched at all. But otherwise, pretty much this side is almost done. I think it looks really great. I can't wait until we go to the store and get the stuff to put subway tile back here. I think it's gonna look really good. And I kind of want to take off this little like splash guard or kick plate or whatever you would call this thing, and then do subway tile from here all the way down. But Sean kind of likes how this looks, so we'll just see. I think this turned out pretty nicely. I'm excited to be able to share this first part of my kitchen declutter with you. So please stay tuned. I hope to be filming and posting the rest of it maybe later on this week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my blog at thriftedlivingblog.wordpress.com, and please follow me on Instagram at thriftedliving. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Say goodbye. Can you say goodbye? Bye-bye.